All right, you can just take a seat right here.
Okay, so just so we're on the same page, you said your insurance has already been out, they've inspected the property, and you do need a roof. Have they issued your paperwork yet? Are you still waiting on that?
Yep, I got paperwork.
You do. Okay, perfect. Before we get started, I'm going to just go a little bit about Aspen. Before we do that, what is it that, like, if you could describe the perfect roofing company, the perfect experience to go through this now. Have you ever gone through this before?
I have not.
Okay, so have you ever had to hire a roofing company or exterior company for anything?
No, it was my first house.
Okay, so this is something that a lot of people never thought of, so we're going to just kind of go through it together. Now that you have to pick a roofer, what are some of the things that you would expect out of your roofing company? Like, how are you envisioning this playing out for you? You know?
I would like, I mean, obviously the roof to be built correctly, so
Okay.
I don't have any issues.
Okay, so you want like a Barbie doll roof put on your house.
Right.
Okay, so you want, I guess, well, a roof built right.
Yeah, and if they have some type of warranty
Okay, warranty.
that stands behind their work.
Do you know much about products? Is there a specific product that you're interested in, or you just want a quality product?
I mean, yeah, it's something that's good, that's gonna last, because
Okay.
I don't plan on moving anytime soon, so.
Any ideas, anything you've heard of that you're specifically interested in, or just
I
a
know
quality
nothing about
product?
shingles,
Okay. And somebody to maybe explain to you why we feel something's quality over something else.
Yeah.
Okay. Quality materials. What else?
I mean, I would like it done quickly, and for me to have the less interaction I have to deal with it, the better.
When you say done quickly, let's
Oh.
go back to that. What when you say done quickly, like 3 days from now you want your roof fixed, or when we start tearing off shingles, it's all put back together in a timely fashion?
It's all put when they start doing it and tearing everything off.
Okay,
it's
we
done.
don't want shingles to be tore off today, and then 3 weeks from now you're still wondering when the roof's
Right.
going to be completed. You want it to be quick that way, but if it takes a little bit of time to get us to the place where you're actually going to get your shingles tore off, that's okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so done quickly, start to finish. Okay. And what else did you say? I'm sorry. After getting it done quickly, you mentioned something else about
I mean, just
communication.
Yeah,
Not
it's
you don't want to have to
too
do
much.
anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Not have to do anything. And that's like when it comes time for me to pick somebody that provides a service for me, that's like my number one thing too, so I totally get it. So we've got roof built right, with a good warranty, with quality materials. You want it done in a quick time frame, and you don't want to have to do anything. You want the company to take care of it for you.
Yeah.
Is there anything else on it that's super important for you?
The last thing, just clean up, just with my kids and dogs. I don't want to have to deal with anything afterwards.
So I will understand something. We're a company with great cleanup, and we're going to go through that in a second. But just one thing to understand, I want to point out to you, cleanup is a two-way street. So you making sure that before we roof it, your lawn is tightly manicured and freshly mowed is going to make it a lot easier for us to get nails out of your yard. There's going to be thousands of them than if your grass is this long, right? So that's a team thing, and we're going to go through how that works too. But we do pride ourselves in the cleanup. Is there anything else that we're missing?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Last question for you is this. If the roofing company that you just described here was sitting here today, and they could prove to you that we were the best price or equal to the best price, in other words, we could prove to you that you couldn't get a roof done with these quality services for a penny less, even if you picked half as good of a roofing company, was there anything keeping you from moving forward with us today?
No.
All right, perfect. Let me go through with you and show you a little bit about our company. So let me go through and show you a little bit about our company. So we are Aspen Exteriors. We're family owned and operated. One of the largest storm damage restoration companies in the country. Simply, we're a company devoted to exceeding expectations. Okay? Our goal here is to form a customer for life. We also know that if you were to compare us to any other roofing company out there that's willing to help you, you're not going to find with all of our experience and credentials. This is a before and after picture. It shows you the work we're capable of doing. We're able to do everything exterior. And one of the biggest things is not only getting a job done right, also means to get it done right, we have to make sure that we've gotten all the pieces that are damaged, including in that puzzle as well, right? So one of the things that we're going to do, being that we're an exterior contractor, is we're going to double check that insurance scope of work and make sure that everything that should be fixed is on that scope of work you got from your adjuster and being fixed. That part goes hand in hand with doing the job right. It can't be done right if they're missing items that were damaged from the storm, correct? So as a general contractor that does everything, we're capable of doing that for you, at least making sure that it's listed on that insurance paperwork. Does that make sense?
Yep.
In addition to that, Mitch Pitchman is American Family Agent. These are some testimonials that really have to do with us standing behind our work and just knowing you're getting a good quality service and product. The reason Mitch picked us is because we have two abilities that we're probably one of the best in the countries of. A, we build some of the best damn roofs money can buy. But B, is we work directly with insurance companies, hand in hand, to make sure that any errors, any problems, anything that was missed gets addressed and gets taken care of. Once again, that has to do with the job being done right for you. That was something that you said was important to you. And this is our testament, our ability to communicate with the insurance company ensures that your job is going to be done properly, okay? A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, another testament to us taking pride in our work and making sure things are done right. This also has to do with us standing on our work, and just as a reference in general, in the sense of construction, roofing, siding is a dirty business. Sometimes we tear off roofs and there's problems that existed from the last person that roofed it or the person that built the home in general, right? So things can go wrong. One of the things about Aspen is we have an A+ rating. What does an A+ rating mean? It means in the history of our company, from the date that we first built the first roof till tens of thousands of roofs later, 20 years later, we have 0 outstanding complaints with the Better Business Bureau. That means that we've never had a problem that we didn't go back and make right. Now, there have been problems. There's going to be problems in the construction trade no matter how good the company is. But the difference, the thing that separates us from our competitors, is we stand behind our work 100% of the time. Okay, and we know that we're going to do it right. When it's all said and done, it will be right. Does that make sense? We have an A rating with the Angie's List. Now, cutting no corners. We're a member of the Anoka Area Chamber of Commerce, U.S. Chamber of Commerce, and the National Association of the Remodeling Industry. What this basically states is that every roof, every project that we do is up to the local and state and federal building codes, that not a single corner is cut. Quality materials is something that you mentioned too. You don't know a lot about materials, and we'll talk about what options you have. The biggest thing at Aspen is we aren't a shingle manufacturer. We don't sell shingles. We believe that they are good and bad for everything, right? And every shingle manufacturer has had years where they've produced maybe subpar shingles. Just like every car manufacturer has produced some cars that weren't necessarily that great, right? Mm-hmm. The problem with it is you won't know if it's a good batch of shingles till they've been on your roof for 10 or 12 years, right? So we just know the warranty is what we usually go off of, but we're certified to install all the major brands. So you've got your Owens Corning, your Tamco, your GAF, your IKO, so all the major brands, we're certified, which means that doing things right, first of all, you want quality materials. They all make quality shingles, okay? Now you've got an installer that's certified to install them per the manufacturer specs. It comes down to doing it right, okay? So no matter what you choose or what we decide on together when we explore your options after your roof, you know that it's going to be installed right, once again, done right, okay? You're automatically going to get their warranty. This is our insurance. We have both liability and workman's comp. Now, the reason that our insurance policy is so high is we do a lot of commercial work as well. And the same policies that cover us in our commercial work are the same policies that's going to cover you when we're out here doing work for you. So this is our residential contractor's builder license. This right here basically states that we can build homes from the ground up. This allows us to offer all the trades that we offer for our customers. We are in this particular catastrophe, and most catastrophes we work, Aspen dedicates 100% of its manpower and resources to roofing until every roof is fixed, because roofs are the things that, if they're left untouched, are going to create a lot of problems for homeowners as far as water leaking and things like that. So to make sure that all of your neighbors' roofs get approved or get fixed in a timely fashion before there's problems, we dedicate 100% of our resources to roofs until they're all done. Okay, so I want you to understand that we're only capable right now of helping you with your roof. How many contractors do you think are in the state of Minnesota?
A lot.
A lot. So Aspen Exteriors is ranked one of the top companies in the country. I believe I was told a few years ago there's over 600,000 contractors from coast to coast. Now, how many of those are in Minnesota or not, whatever, doesn't really matter. This puts us in the top percent of a percent. We're ranked number 97 in the country. One of the fastest growing exterior contractors, one of the fastest growing privately owned companies. What do you think it takes to be top ranked and fastest growing?
Let's do pretty good work.
Good work. Just like you said, do the job right. Be able to get a hold of people when they need you. Stand behind the work by offering a great warranty, and then of course standing behind it and things like that. All the things that are important to you, I believe, is the thing that sets apart a great company and makes us one of the top companies. Is you nailed it right on the head. That's what a customer or a company should do. In addition to that, we partnered with Feed My Starving Children. A cool thing is that every time somebody like you picks Aspen to do their project, you're responsible, and you're going to make sure that some child in the country that wouldn't normally have food tomorrow is going to not only eat tomorrow, but for the next year. So it's a very cool thing. You got to pick a roofer anyway. By picking Aspen, some of the proceeds of your job is going to go to this organization, and one child will eat for the next year just because you picked the best roofer anyway, right? So it's something cool to do, and we're proud of it too. We don't look at it as fixing roofs, we look at it as feeding children, you know? In addition to that, we've provided some pictures of some of the commercial jobs we've done. So a couple things to note on that. We have multiple property management companies that we're their exclusive roofer. So they own multiple properties all over the U.S. Those properties get hit from time to time with hail and windstorms. They contact us, we send a representative out there, we inspect it, we file a claim with the insurance company, with the company, and then we get their roofs approved and we build those projects, okay? It's the exact same thing that we do with people like you. The difference of it is, for these commercial projects, is the scope or the size of the job. So a lot of times special equipment's needed. Something I want my customers to know is that every single crew that works for Aspen could be on a roof today and on a commercial project tomorrow. In other words, we don't have special crews for special big jobs. Every roofing crew that we have is one of the most excellent roofing crews that exists in this country. Does that make sense? So the same guys that build our $1 million projects are the same guys that pound every residential shingle that we have as well. So you will have a crew that is very skilled, that does labor correctly. And these pictures are to show you the type of jobs that these roofing crews are capable of doing. Large buildings, large roof special equipment, different churches, very steep roofs, large roofs like this, keeping lines straight. One of the universities, the Sioux Falls, this is like a dome-shaped roof, which is kind of cool, the way that it goes around in a circle with the shingles. Once again, the same crews that do all these commercial jobs, the same crews that do every residential. One of the other things that you said is warranty. So we have the best warranty that exists in the industry for storm restoration, okay? You get a shingle warranty from the shingle manufacturer, but there's another warranty that's needed, and that's workmanship. And the industry standards is a 2-year workmanship. That means that most companies will warranty their labor, in other words, the actual installation of the shingles, for 2 years. And most problems, granted, happen within the first year or two, but that's what they're willing to stand behind the work for. Aspen is so confident that we're going to install a product the right way the first time that we'll warranty that workmanship for life. We're one of the only companies in the country that's willing to warranty our workmanship for the life of the roof. Does that make sense? And we can go into that a little bit further as well. And one of the last thing is understanding all this. All of our company does is storm restoration. I mean, this makes up the majority of our business every single year, okay? So the coolest part of this is that by you choosing Aspen, if there's any problems, anything that the insurance company missed or anything like that, you don't have to do anything, okay? You're going to pick a color, and we're going to build your roof. If the insurance company forgot to pay for vents and accessories, we're going to ask them to pay for it for you. If there's issues, we're going to contact them for you and make sure that everything goes smooth. The only thing you have to do is pick a color, make sure your grass is mowed. You know, like I said, it's a joint venture as far as the cleanup goes. You have to do your part and have your yard prepared for the roofing project, and then we're going to do our part and be able to clean up. But no matter what, just to be upfront, doesn't matter if it's us or any other company, there will be a few nails that are left in your yard. Okay, thousands of nails are going to fall off your roof and go on your property. If your grass is tightly mowed, we're going to roll it a couple times with the magnet roller. We'll get most of them. But on 2,000 nails, even if we get 98% of them, it's going to be 30, 40 nails in your yard, right? So I want you to think about that. Now, if your grass is this long and it hasn't been mowed for a month, guess what? We're going to miss a lot more nails than 3% of them. See how that works? So it is a joint thing. Do you have any questions? Is that the type of company that you feel comfortable building a roof for you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Have you ever filed a claim before?
I have not, no.
So this is how your insurance company is going to go about paying, and it's very important that you understand how this works. You need to know this in order to go ahead and make a decision on what contract you're going to choose. So your insurance company sent out an insurance adjuster, and that adjuster made a detailed list of every single thing, the roof, and everything on that roof that was damaged, along with any other items on the property that needed to be addressed. Okay. Now what happened is he assigned $3 amounts for each item on that list. Okay. One of them was labeled RCV, one of them labeled ACV, and one of them was labeled depreciation. Now this isn't an estimate. I told you I was going to give you an estimate today. This isn't an estimate. This is just a nice, easy round number for me to do math on, so I can show you how this plays out. Okay. So on this imaginary insurance paperwork, I'm going to just use $10,000 as our example for the RCV, $6,000 for the ACV, and $4,000 for the depreciation. Okay? The ACV plus depreciation always equals the RCV. Okay? So the way that you can think about it is this. RCV stands for total, ACV stands for the value of the item in its current condition, and depreciation stands for the difference. Make sense? So what we have is we have an RCV or a total, in this scenario, of $10,000. They break this total into two different sums. One of them is ACV. In this scenario, it's $6,000. That's what the insurance company thinks that roof is worth right now. And another one is depreciation, and that's what they think it was depreciated over time. Once again, the ACV plus depreciation always equals the total. Now, what's going to happen along with this paperwork is the adjuster is going to issue you a first check. So they're going to give you part of the money up front. How they determine what that money is it's simple. They take the ACV total of $6,000 less your deductible, which is $1,000, and they cut you a check. So in this scenario, you would get a check for $5,000. Okay, that's the first check. Now that check is made out to you. Do you have a mortgage on your property?
Yeah.
Plus your mortgage company. Okay, so with this paperwork, you've been issued a first check. That check is made out to both you and your mortgage company. The very first thing you need to do is you need to contact your mortgage company. This check is worthless to you until they endorse it. But guess what? The mortgage company wants you to spend every penny on this on nothing but the restoration and fixing the damage to your home because they own that home with you. So they will not touch this check or endorse it until you are under contract with a contractor and plan on getting that work fixed. Now, if you choose Aspen, we can help you do that. Once again, once you get that check endorsed from the mortgage company, that check is meant to be a down payment to whatever contractor that you choose. Let's just say it's Aspen. Okay. Now, I told you I was going to give you an estimate. Just so happens that my estimate is we work directly off your insurance company's paperwork and price, not a penny more, not a penny less. So you already have my estimate. It's your insurance adjuster's estimate. But it's important that you understand why, and that's what I'm going to explain to you right now. So if it was Aspen, we would have a contract that says we're going to do it per the insurance price, which in this scenario is $10,000, right? So we're going to go ahead and take a down payment of $5,000. That's what that money's designed to do and meant to do. We're going to come out and fix all the items on that roof. When the work is done, we have to send over a copy of the contract and the bill for $10,000, along with proof that the work is complete. All gets sent to your insurance company. Okay? Only then does the insurance company release a second check of $4,000 made out to you and your mortgage company once again, which you're going to get your mortgage company endorsed and make final payment to Aspen. What's $4,000 plus $5,000?
$9,000.
And you're responsible to pay $1,000 of this claim, which is your deductible. There's the other $1,000. So the insurance is going to pay $9,000. You're going to pay $1,000, which equals a $10,000 bill. Now, do you have any idea why they withhold this money till the work is done?
So I get it done?
You're 100% right. The very first reason they withhold this second check until the work is done is they want to ensure that you get the work done. Two things. If you don't get the work done within a year with most insurance companies, this check is forever forfeited. Okay? Like I said, most insurance companies a year. I have seen some go up to 2 years, but there's a certain amount of time and generally doesn't go past 2 years. If this roof isn't completed in 2 years, most insurance companies a year, you forever forfeit that $4,000. And the second thing is your roof is uninsurable, which means they'll never pay for it again in the future. And if your roof leaks, they will not cover any of the interior damage. So it's in your best interest to get this item fixed and get it fixed right away. The second reason they withhold this money is there are no estimates in storm damage restoration. Any roofer that comes out and gives you an estimate has no idea how this process works, okay? Let's say that your neighbor is in the exact same scenario as you. His roof got approved and he's looking to get a contractor. And we've all been told that if you have to get remodeling done, you go get 3 estimates, right? So let's say that your neighbor goes about that. And he goes out and gets 3 estimates. One for $8,000, one for $12,000, and one for Aspen for the insurance price at $10,000, okay? Now, once again, I know that there's no estimates. Now you know it, and let me explain to you why that works, okay? But your neighbor doesn't, so he goes and gets 3. Let's say that, what do you think your neighbor's most likely to choose if he goes and gets 3 estimates?
Oh, the cheap one.
Cheap one, right? Not necessarily because it's cheap, because every roofer that comes and sits with you is going to tell you they build the best roofs since sliced bread, right? But they're going to notice that he builds a great roof. He says he builds a great roof, and Aspen builds a great roof, but he's $8,000. What a lot of people would be thinking was, I won't have to pay my deductible, and I might even get to keep $1,000. So what happens is contractor B takes a down payment just like Aspen. Comes out and hopefully fixes all these items on this list. When the work is done, a copy of the contract and the bill for $8,000, along with proof the work is complete, all get sent to the insurance, same as Aspen would do. Now, let me ask you a question. Casey, is there anywhere in your insurance policy that says if your roof is damaged, the insurance company owes you $10,000?
Nope.
Does not say any dollar amount in there anywhere, does it? In fact, the correct verbiage is this. If your roof is damaged from wind or hail, we will pay a reasonable and fair cost on today's market value to restore you and bring you back to new. In other words, if your roof is damaged where it's going to leak, we will build you a new roof at a reasonable and fair cost of today's market value with no dollar amounts listed anywhere. Then right behind it says, however, if you have to file a claim and you get approved, you cannot profit from a loss and you will have to pay the first $1,000, which is your deductible. See how that's worded? So what happens is this, when contractor B sends over a copy of the contract and the bill, guess what? That $8,000 now becomes the insurance company's idea of new, reasonable, and fair. See how that works? That becomes the new total. The second check for $4,000 goes from $4,000 to $2,000. What's $2,000 plus $5,000?
7.
So you still have to pay, or your neighbor still has to pay their deductible there. Who's the only one that saves money with contractor B?
The insurance company.
Now let me ask you one more question. If your insurance company thought that all the items on this list could be fixed for $8,000, do you think they ever would have approved 10 in the first place?
No.
No. And you know how we know that? Because if you ever total a car and your car is worth $20,000, how often do you think insurance companies write out checks for $30,000 for a $20,000 car? Never, right? They know exactly what that costs. They know exactly what it costs to build this roof, and if it costs $8,000, that's what they would have given you, right? So if somebody comes in lower than the insurance, the first thing I'd be doing is running for the hills. But even if your neighbor or somebody doesn't do that, they're not going to financially gain from contractor B. The only one that saves money is the insurance company. Now with contractor C at $12,000, what do you think happens there? The insurance company is willing to pay up to $10,000 unless there's a very good reason it should cost more. We don't get to say, well, we're the Ferrari of roofing companies, so we charge Ferrari prices. The insurance company goes, we don't care. We're the insurance company of insurance companies, and we pay insurance company pricing. So if you want to build this roof, you're going to do it for our price or not do it at all, or the customer can pay the difference. So therefore, if I were to show you our retail prices, I told you that I was give you an estimate. You know it's our insurance price. If I were to plug in our retail pricing on your roof and your pitch, and I were to times it by the amount of squares up there, this would be me. 18 to 25% higher than your insurance pricing every time. Therefore, Aspen sets its price aside and we work directly off your insurance paperwork and we do it per the insurance price because that's the only way that makes sense, right? So, this is the best price. Can't get it done for a penny less, can you?
Nope.
And Aspen is the type of company that you would feel comfortable building a roof for you? Great. Do you have your insurance paperwork handy? I can go through it with you and show you how much they're withholding and how this process is working on your particular claim.
Yep, I have it.
And then just a note there, what I would do at this point in time is I would get the paperwork in front of me and I would pick out on that paperwork what the homeowner wants me to do. So in other words, I'd identify that the insurance is paying for new gutters and a new roof. And I'm going to tell Casey, hey, we can't do the gutters for you, because we're just focusing all our resources on the roof. You're welcome to call a gutter company. We're not going to touch any of this money. You're welcome to keep your gutters the same. Do you want to ask him to do the roof? He's going to go, yep. I'm going to hand him a color. He's going to pick out a color. We're going to fill out a contract then a trades packet. We're just gonna go right into a bought deal paperwork meeting. The close happens right here. It really doesn't matter how we fill out the paperwork in order. In many cases lately, just to get out of the way, I will pull out a contract right now, have you fill it out, set the contract aside, then we'll go through your paperwork. It really doesn't matter. But that is essentially a bought deal.